If you have demons, go deal with them in jail. You are not entitled to anyone's money. Do you know your child? If you think she's going to kill us through food, why are we going there? People force their daughters to stay in toxic marriages. Focus on your children. And I think this also comes with problems in the marriage, where you overcharge a son-in-law to the point that he thinks he owns your daughter. Just let it be. Just not everything is a preachable moment. You're not having kids so that your kid takes care of your other children before they have their own children. To create safe spaces for your children to be able to talk to you. What do you benefits achieve become from looking down on other people? In African households, there's so many cases of rape that are put under the mat, comparing their children to their cousin, to their neighbor. If you are like that or your family is like that, you need Jesus. Why? Why are we lying? Why are we celebrating the downfall of another family member? It's weird. Subscribe.
Hi there, gang. It's Kofi Mutsi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time coming through to my channel, I'd like to say thank you so much for coming through. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. This is part 2 of toxic traits in an African household. Let's get it.
So this one says the Muzukuru mukadzi statement. This is a promotion of sexual abuse in the household, in the family home, because this basically means I'm my uncle's wife. That's what that statement means. Yeah, no, I think this is room to promote sexual abuse within a household with regards to that relationship, because some men are just, I don't know. So to avoid a situation where you're putting your child at risk of being sexually abused, yeah, that statement doesn't fly. You have your own wife. Go home. Also, that brings me to another thing. In African households, there's so many cases of rape that are put under the mat. And I just don't get that. Like, I don't get it. Why would anyone want to save a rapist? Or the reputation of a rapist? Like, if someone has the mind to rape a child, to rape a person, to rape a cousin, to rape an aunt, go to jail. Go to jail, bro. There's too many cases in African households where, like, you know, eventually you grow up and then you start hearing these stories of cases of an uncle raped a daughter, stepbrother. And I'm like, why were these people never arrested? This man is getting away with rape. Or even aunts who rape young boys in the house. Like, why are these people not getting arrested? Because they're literally going throughout their whole life thinking that they got away with rape. Now the next girl in university, the next girl in high school is at risk of being raped because you people thought that it was better to save the family reputation. We need to stop that. Absolutely unacceptable. If you have demons, go deal with them in jail. Okay. This one says we don't owe anyone any financial assistance. Sir, I can't pay for your kids' fees whilst you and your wife sit at home waiting to be fed. Yeah, and we spoke about this black tax situation. I took you to school, I did this, I did that, I did this. So you must take care of your siblings. Feed us. Okay. No. I didn't raise these children. I didn't give birth to them. You did. You did, not me. So, yeah, don't get me wrong, I am 100% team family, team take care of each other, team let's get it. But as parents, you're not having kids so that your kid takes care of your other children before they have their own children. And then you get mad that they have their own children and other responsibilities, and then you feel like it's unfair. But, like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Your kid is making the decision to start their own family, so obviously things are gonna change, bruh. But, like, she needs to focus on her family. You know what? Like, so why are you getting mad? I don't get it. I really don't, because it's madness. I just feel like it's a matter of entitlement. You are not entitled to what I do with my money, what I choose to do with it, or whatever. Yeah, I can choose to be of assistance, but that is a choice. And I chose the word choose because no one is entitled to anyone's anything. If you did anything out of the goodness of your heart, that was a decision you made. You cannot expect me to do show you the same kindness based off of what you. So I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm just saying don't do things expecting people to treat you the way you treated them, because people are people at the end of the day. Don't eat food at Aunty so and so's house and then you take the children there. That's the wildest thing. But why are we going? If you think she's going to kill us through food, why are we going there? Honestly, have you ever wondered? Like, okay, fine, cool. Okay, they are bad people, fine. Why are we going there? If then you are scared that something will happen to us, then don't take us there, bro. Let's stay at home and enjoy our own company in the comfort of our house, because it doesn't make sense. So what, am I supposed to say I don't want to eat the food? My mother said I shouldn't eat the food. Then also if I say my mother said don't eat the food, I'm getting eyes and I'm getting like a whole shouting session, but you said don't eat the food there. So why are we going there? And as kids, it's so confusing because it's like, so why are we here? Then the food comes, then I'm supposed to say, what am I supposed to say? You put me in a very awkward position. My mother said don't eat the food. But then if I say my mother said don't eat the food, I'm getting into trouble. Why would you say that? That's what you said. That's what you said. So, oh man, that's wild. Celebrating or promoting or plotting the downfall of a family member, a family cousin, instead of looking for ways to ensure that the whole team is winning. Yeah, like, that's wild. Why are we celebrating the downfall of another family member? It's weird. It's very weird. It's demonic. Yeah. If you are like that or your family is like that, you need Jesus. Really, really. Not Jesus by like just saying you need Jesus, but really you need Jesus, because why would you celebrate the downfall of anybody? That's just weird. Really, really weird. And even if you don't like them, why don't you like them is another thing. You don't like them because your parents don't like them. Like, I have so many questions. You know, like, what do you mean? And then see, that means looking down on others. That's actually a very big thing. And I really think that in the African culture or African tradition, that's something that is big, looking down on other people. Why though? Why? Like, I don't get it. What do you benefits achieve become from looking down on other people? It's very, very strange, if you ask me. Very, very strange, which comes in the issue of African parents comparing their children to their cousin, to their neighbor, to other children. Look, every child is different. Every child does things differently. Not every child is going to be an accountant. Not every child is going to be a doctor, which comes with the issue of the high expectations, ridiculously high expectations of your children, where parents want to live their vision and their dreams through their children. It's one thing for parents to want like good things for their kids. It's another thing for parents to literally be living their life through and vividly through their children. Like, it's mad. What do you mean? Children should be allowed the same grace, the same favor and freedoms to sort of choose the trajectory in terms of life that they want. Not everybody's going to be a doctor, not everybody's going to be a lawyer, an accountant, engineer, whatever. Everybody should be given the grace to choose what they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it, with whom they want to do it, whichever direction, in the context that it makes sense. It should obviously make sense. Someone cannot just start talking about how they're going to make millions of dollars with no plan. Of course, that doesn't make sense. But as a parent, you should guide and not necessarily put in your dreams and visions of what you would have wanted your life to be like in regards of the direction the child is going to take. It just doesn't make sense. Lying about personal achievements to look better. Yo, manaka pasane 5 A levels, I want 27, 35 points. Why? Why are we lying? Like, why? Over exaggerating achievements to sound better than the next person. Why are you competing with other people's children? Focus on your children. Focus on your own family members. At the end of the day, no matter how much you lie, the truth has a way of coming out. You lied that this person is a pilot, and then but they are not. So, yeah. What happened? You know what I mean? It's just toxic and weird. Honestly, I'm not saying you have to necessarily share the information you don't want to share, but then if you don't want to share, don't lie, because in the same breath that you're saying don't lie, you are lying in my face about my sibling or whatever. So what exactly am I learning from this? Should I necessarily tell you the truth as my parent because you lied to other people? So should I lie as well? You lie, so don't get mad. And if I then lie to you because you lie. Manipulating situations even though as the outed you are wrong. Vindictive or playing victim. Dependency syndrome. Entitlement towards anyone who makes it. If and when you make it and you refuse to give Uncle Tapua 5,000 that he's asking for, then he's saying you're doing witchcraft. Yeah, that... Come on now. I mean, I spoke about this entitlement thing. You are not entitled to anyone's money. Anyone can decide to use their money the way they want to use their money. It is whose money? Their money. So even if you invested $1 million to get them to where they are, if they decide they don't want any more to give back, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. So, mothers staying in toxic marriages because they cannot go back home. If things are not working well, abusive husband, he beats her up, he is fornicating, etc. Especially if this man has money. Don't keep your daughters in situations that are toxic for their health. And I'm not even a believer of divorce, I don't believe in divorce. I believe in, fighting it out and figuring it out because you chose this person. So, yeah, but I don't get it. Because it's better to have your daughter alive than your daughter dead. Just saying. Splitting children after they are orphaned. I think this is tricky. I'm just applying glue to my lashes. This one is tricky because maybe some people don't have the capacity to take care of all the children. Maybe they have the capacity to take care of one, or maybe let's say someone is already done taking care of their kids and they're not looking towards taking care of other kids. So if they say I can take one, and this is a relative in the family, if they say I can take one, then I think it's tricky, because then but also even in a foster care situation, most of the times the kids then end up being separated. Sometimes if the family is able to take care of all the kids, then all of them would be together. But high chances a family can say, I can take one. So they end up splitting the family because that was not their family plan. You get, it was the plan of the people who had the kids. So it's unfortunate that they passed away. But then now there's a whole plan that needs to be put together to ensure that these kids are taken care of. You don't necessarily think it's entirely toxic, unless of course it's done from a point of vindictiveness. But yeah. Ooh, I just remember, I just thought of something. When someone passes away, and then all these relatives want to come in and take those things and make the children of that person suffer. Fear God. Because I don't get it. This person was working hard for their kids. They did all they did for their kids. And then you, some uncle, some aunt, some cousin, some come in and you want to ruin the life of a child based on it's my sister. Fear God. Fear God. Because what's that? No space for emotional connectivity. In an African household, I think there's a need and an importance to create safe spaces for your children to be able to talk to you. Don't be such a scary parent that the children fear talking to you. It hinders room for emotional connectivity. So sometimes kids are going through real life problems, real life challenges, but you either turn that into a preachable moment, which is not even necessary. It's just a story. It's just let it be just. Not everything is a preachable moment. You know what I mean? Like, not everything has to turn into a lecture. Allow me to vent. Allow me to talk. Let's have a discussion. Hence why people end up going to their friends, because their friends listen, but parents don't listen. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'd rather tell my brother, or I'd rather tell like my friend, I'd rather call out my best friend, because my parents don't listen. You know what I mean? Like, if I tell you something, then you start to preach to me, and you turn the situation altogether. It's like, sometimes I just need you to be my mom. Sometimes I just need you to be my friend. And just, especially like, not like at a younger age where there's this need for like boundaries to be established and etc. But like when people are older. But then also you cannot expect me to randomly come and open up to you, yet you've been creating walls and bars around yourself and around our relationship. I can't talk to you about boys. I can't talk to you about feelings. I can't talk to you about anything that's not school, that's not church, that's not I can't talk to you about that. And then from nowhere, you're in the 20s, and then people are putting pressure for marriage and putting pressure for like meeting a man, and people end up in bad relationships because you're putting pressure on them. I think it's important for you to actually push your children towards healthy relationships with the opposite sex. I'm not saying they have to like be frivolous and like play awkward games with boys or whatever, but like people should be able to conduct normal friendships with boys and boys with the girls. I feel like sometimes also it creates its character building, and it's also like room for discernment. When you actually have spent some time with some people, you kind of know certain traits. Then for you to like, for your 25 years on earth, you have never interacted with a guy before, and then at 26, boom, you're talking to a boy. Sometimes it ends really well, don't get me wrong. And then sometimes it's also kind of like, there's things you just don't notice, but you would have gotten if you had guy friends, and literally you guys are friends. But then in an African household, if you have guy friends, it's like, what are you trying to happen? But I'm not trying to happen anything. We're just cool. We're just cool. Some kids are even going through depression and mental health problems, but they cannot open up because there's no emotional safety. The same thing like in a relationship with a guy. He needs to create room for emotional safety for you guys to emotionally connect, because women are emotional people. But also kids need room that the parents create as a safety background for the kids to be, because when you're younger, you're a bit like open and you just kind of talk, and you have no boundaries. And then like as you grow older, with all these boundaries and bars and like that parents create, and it's very difficult to talk about things. Like, it's very difficult. And for them, it's like, why can't you just open? But like, if I start talking about it, then you start to lecture me about it. It's just I don't know how else to explain this, but like, it's important. It's important. Abandoning your children to go abroad with no plan, especially financially, for the people who you are expected to take care of your children. See, this thing needs to stop. When you go abroad, you don't send money for rent, you don't send money for bills, you don't send money for food, you don't send money for anything. You just send suitcases with clothes for your children, because miraculously people who are in Africa are taking care of your children that you planned to have, not them, you. Same thing with parents expecting their firstborn children to take care of their kids. You plan to have these 500 children. You plan to have these children. It's unfortunate that Zimbabwe didn't do the thing, but when you do go abroad, then send money, because even if I'm a millionaire and I can take care of your kids, they're your kids. You need to send me money. Like, not even want or maybe. Send me money to take care of your children. You get? Like, it doesn't make sense. Even like if you go like to leave your kids at the grandparents' house, take food there. Buy soap, buy toothbrushes and whatever. Take the things necessary for grandmother to be able to actively and correctly take care of your children. You send your child to go to a relative's house for like a holiday, a month or two, and you just go and drop them there. And then your children, they eat. They really, really eat. No, fear God. Oppressing relatives that come to stay with you as if they are your slave. This is terrible. And I know there's very many dynamics that take place when someone chooses to stay with you. And obviously, if someone chooses to stay with you or they're sent to stay with you, they have to adhere to the rules of your household. But like oppressing people and making them your slaves, that's wickedness. Feel good. Granting the bold child all the freedoms but restricting the girls. I have mixed feelings about this. I don't necessarily think it's toxic, but I do think you need to educate the girl child so that when she does get the freedom, she's not wilding. You know what I mean? So I feel like people do need access to actually do go out, go for lunch, go for a movie. They need to be socially aware. You know what I mean? Like they need to create a sense of awareness, but not like frivolity. So there's a need to guide them in terms of the freedom. Both of them actually, because same way if a male child goes out and he fools around, he'll come back with AIDS. So same thing with a girl child, pregnancy and AIDS. But like, yeah, there's need to actually guide your children actively. Like, be actively involved in your kids. Do you know your child? Do you know your child? Because I know many parents who claim, I know my daughter, I know my son, they would never. Do you really know them? Or do you know the version of them that's in front of you because of all these bars and barriers? Preachable, teachable moments. I don't actually think parents know their kids like that. Like they think they do, then they get so surprised when something happens, but it's like everybody else around them kind of like, yeah, wow, that's actually them. So using abusive language to make your child feel small about their weight, height, school grades, etc. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. As parents, you are a place of comfort, a place of peace, a place of hope, a place of encouragement. So use your words nicely. Okay, what I'm actually realizing here is that African parenting has a lot happening in it, because I just said traits or experiences. I didn't say about parents, but the amount of comments I've gotten about parents, people really have been going through a lot in these households. And I think as a new and upcoming generation, and if you're a parent and you come through this video and maybe you already have adult children, take this with a good heart and an open heart, because maybe these are things your kids won't be able to share with you, but the amount of things I've seen about parents, it's actually very interesting. Overcharging a son-in-law based off educating a child. Yeah, I actually think that's madness, because your daughter is not a property. She's not a commodity to be sold. And I think this also comes with problems in the marriage, where you overcharge a son-in-law to the point that he thinks he owns your daughter. So she has no freedom, she has no leeway, she has no room, she just has no, because you overcharge the son-in-law and he thinks he owns your daughter. Stop it. They constantly make you feel drained and take from you emotionally. Emotional intelligence is important. Emotional intelligence as a parent towards your children is very important, because you cannot live years. Do you know the amount of people I know who don't talk to their parents anymore because of some or more of these things that we have spoken about? Also, another issue is favoritism among siblings. As a parent, maybe you don't care and you obviously have a favorite, fine. But amongst the children, this creates rifts amongst them. And you are the drama. You are the problem. You failed to raise your kids proper. Yes, you. I mean, when I say that. But yeah, you failed to raise your kids, because what is the role of a mother? What is the role of a father? Like, then if you obviously have favorites openly, then you're the drama. Being brutally honest without caring about how that same statement may affect you today or tomorrow. The amount of people who have mental health problems based off of what was said to them. Oh, I'm so excited about using this pen. Okay. Honesty is good. Honesty is very, very good. I condone honest parents. What I do not condone is being rude in the honesty. And I think that's something that African households need to learn. You don't have to make the next person feel less of a person. based off you are right, you are the parent. No. Talk to people nicely. Lashes are your friend. Okay. They try to control you in the relationship and want it on their terms. Relationships are two-way streams. I always preach this. Relationships go both ways. So don't get me wrong, guys. At some point in time, yes, it really needs to be, I'm your mother and I'm raising you and training you in the best of my capacity. But at some point in time, we need to move from that, okay? And even though you have to set the rules and like set the ground lines that your kids need to follow, you need to allow them room. Like, I am a firm believer of effective communication, and effective communication doesn't have to be rude or disrespectful. African parents, we need to do better. Verbal abuse, calling their children names like dog, stupid, foolish, idiot, using sarcasm to destroy someone's self-esteem. A lot of people are walking around without any ounce of self-esteem because of parents and what parents have said to them. They've spoken so much negativity into their life such that their lives have resulted in that negative that they have been hearing. So, unhealed childhood trauma leading to parents parenting without love. This is deep. Children become parents. Okay, children grow up, they become parents, but because their childhoods came with so much trauma and they have not healed from that trauma, they are living a life of that childhood trauma in its full expression as parents, which is crazy. People need to go for therapy. I am a believer in counseling and therapy and getting help. Talk to someone about it, a professional. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. Submission to the point of subjugation. I do get that parents expect submission from their children and husbands expect submission from their wives. But the Bible talks about wives submitting to husbands, husbands loving their wives, and parents not pushing their children to disrupt. So everybody has a role to play. Yes, the children are supposed to honor and submit to their parents, but also parents have a role to play. Mothers of sons are trying to run their sons' homes when they marry as if they don't have husbands and homes of their own. Yo, okay, guys, you need to let me know if you want a part 2 because I just need to put the next slash and I'll be done. But like, there's a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna do like 5 more, and then if you really like this video, I will do another one. Please let me know in the comment section. Okay. They constantly make you feel bad and down about who you are, what you do, and why you do it. Parents, African parents specifically. This video is for African parents. You need to do better because this is actually really, really sad. I appreciate my parents for never really pushing me into marriage, into a relationship, into, my parents took me up, they bring me up, they support me. I am so blessed to have had a very different experience. I mean, of course, at some point in time, me and my mother used to be on each other's necks, seriously. But we worked past it. And now we are friends. They often make you feel guilty, which is terrible. Hey, it's really, really terrible. And even though maybe parents have expectations for us, but maybe the things are not yet together. You know what I mean? Life is just lifing, and the things are not yet together as you would want them to be. And why would you make me feel guilty for not being able to do ABCD the way the next person, neighbors, or whatever did ABCD? We are different people, and my journey is different than the next person. So maybe my journey will take a bit longer than the next person's journey. So I think there's need and importance for parents to not compare their children. Parents' inability to express love and say they love their children, also their inability to express love between themselves. As parents, see, I already know my kids are going to see a lot of affection between me and my husband, because I want my kids to see that. A lot of hugs, a lot of kisses, a lot of cuddles, a lot of affection. They will see a lot of affection between mom and dad, and also they will experience a lot of love expression from mom and dad. I love you is a very common statement that will be there in my household, you know, like towards each other. And I really like my parents for pushing the narrative of that for us and my siblings. We also have a big I love you culture in my household, which is really great. But like, yeah, in terms of affection, they will know these two people are like 5 and 6. That's what I want. Mad pressure from people with failed marriages, stepchildren, and diseases. This is personal. This is very, very personal. Then their marriage failed, and then they're here asking you, when are you getting married? Mind your business. When I'm ready, you will know. The other one is parents who divorce, and then the child has to stay with the step parent. A lot of step children are going through a lot of things because step parents may or may not like the child that they're being forced to take care of. So husbands think that marrying another woman, automatically that woman will love your child 100%. Or even wives think that that husband will love your child 100%. It's like in a marriage, when someone gets married, and then the mother-in-law expects you to love them like your own mother who gave birth to you or more. That relationship is a relationship of work. We have to build on that relationship. You get, apart from you giving me your son, giving birth to him, there's zero relationship with you. So we have to actively build on that relationship. Otherwise, there is no relationship there. And you cannot expect the exact same energy I give my mother, the amount of calls, the amount, like, it's just impossible. You get? So we have to literally work on it to get to a point where we are 5 and 6, but you cannot demand of it. And then you say things that just don't make sense. I do get it, you're my mother-in-law and you're my mom in love, but my mom is still my mom. And we can still work on our relationship. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna work on our relationship and we're gonna be cool, but like, my mother's my mother. The person with money abuses Vasina, Kumamisha, etc. Yeah, that's sad. So that basically means someone with money in the family is the one who like terrorizes the other people who don't have money, essentially, whether it's like in the village setting or city setting. But basically the person with money is a douchebag, essentially. So that needs to be worked on. 100% needs to be worked on, because it doesn't make sense. Like, having money doesn't mean you're better than other people. Well, you have money, but your character is also still questionable. So that doesn't necessarily mean you're better than other people. You just have more money. So be kind. Be kind in your wealth. Be kind. Because it's a two-way thing. Those who are complaining that you're treating other people badly, and then those who are expecting things from you because you got money. It's a two-way thing. So this could also be some uncle gay who you didn't give money to, who's saying that you're a bad person now. You're treating people badly because you have money and they're entitled to your money. So it goes both ways. Both people in this equation need to act with their minds. Okay? And then family events, etc. animation, dear and alright, see, as the family events, etc. animating diano tonga. Basically, if you have money in the family, you're the one who's in charge. People will like respect you big because you're the one with money, you know, and everybody should fall to your bidding and do exactly what you say in the family household. As I said, it's a two-way street. Treat people with kindness, and people should also treat you with kindness. It goes both ways. But then the thing is, when you have money, people have something to benefit from you, and you may not necessarily have something to benefit from them. So basically, just kindness, fearing God. People should just come from a point of, I fear God, and I fear God. That's about it. But yeah, guys, like, there's like so many more, like, but I'm done with this video for now. So if you like this video, this is the end of my video, yeah? If you liked it, Let me know in the comment sections. I will do more videos, and comment down below. Subscribe, share. It really helps my channel to grow, and we are pushing towards 10,000 subscribers, so that would greatly help my channel to grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next upload. God bless you. Bye.
Subscribe.